I can't find the comments asking this, but I know several people have asked me how I do my hair. And up until recently, there was no real process. It was just hope for the best. So now I have it mostly figured out. And so I figured, why not do it? Before I start anything, I just want y'all to know that my hair is naturally curly. So the reason that this works is because it has a natural curl pattern. If your hair does not fall into its own curl pattern, this is not gonna give it curls. If it's naturally straight, this is not gonna do anything. If you've never seen that video of Zendaya where someone asks how do people get their hair curly, and Zendaya is just like, water. It's true. If I have like straightened hair and it gets wet, it curls. I don't know what it is about like natural curls that makes water make it go from flat iron to curly. I don't exactly know how it works, but I'm not gonna think about it. So I always start by getting my hair wet. It doesn't really need to be soaking wet per se, but like it shouldn't be damp, because if you style it damp, it usually just ends up more frizzy. Most people say don't brush curly hair. Don't brush dry curly hair. You can absolutely brush wet curly hair. Just be very careful. If it's really giving you grief and knots really easily, then you're gonna want to like figure out what the hell's going on with that. I am someone who, like, my hair knots so easily. Like, even when it's straightened, if I like don't touch it for 3 seconds and then run my fingers through it, there's knots in it already. I don't know why exactly it does that, but just try to get knots out of it. But, you know, be gentle. Like, my hair, it does have its own like curl pattern that it falls into, but it doesn't really fall nice unless I put product in it. The product I've been using for 4 or 5 years at this point is just so it's Diva Curl Ultra Defining Gel Stronghold No Crunch Styler, and it says define and control. I don't know. I went to this salon that like basically specializes in like styling and cutting curly hair, and so they gave me a whole bunch of recommendations, and that was a big part of it. Was wanting to have nice curls isn't just like styling it. You need the right products. You need to take care of it while you're sleeping, like wrap your hair up in a t-shirt, or if you have a satin bonnet, I recommend that. I just get a good amount of gel, and then I run my fingers through my hair, and then I brush it again. So the reasoning for brushing my hair after putting the gel in is just to get it like everywhere, so it's not like unevenly distributed throughout my hair. It depends on how long my hair is, because when it was shorter and pretty much entirely virgin hair, it would just like curl like that. Like I could just brush it and then it would bounce back and be curly. But because of the length and because it's been damaged with like dye and bleach, I actually have to go out of my way to scrunch and all that jazz. So after you do that, like you do the thing. You start scrunching it a little bit. I've been told not to scrunch it like this, like not to flip my head and scrunch it like this, but it works for me. So I think it really just depends on the person. After it's kind of started to fall into its own pattern, I just get out my diffuser. And originally I didn't used to diffuse it, because whenever I diffused it, it would just get so frizzy and like not work. What I found is that if I diffuse it with cold air, that's when it doesn't get all messed up and frizzy. Now, something that I've noticed with diffusing it is that you want to dry it in like the position you want the curls to like be styled in. Something I've kind of noticed helps is just to scrunch it until it's kind of how you want it. Like, see how these ones are kind of getting a little straighter than I want them to be? Well, if you are able to scrunch it into, if you want to finger curl it into a curl you want, I'll show you what I mean. This one is just not doing what I want it to, so when it's being difficult, you can just take it, finger curl it. then you do that, and then like right away you hold it and then start to do this, because then it just will fall. So it's mostly dry. I'm gonna let the rest air dry because I trust it to dry nicely from here. You don't need to completely dry it with a blow dryer, and I found that if I let the rest air dry, like the curls are mostly defined, or at least defined enough that they usually end up drying just fine. I will get back when it's like completely dried and done. There we go. I guess make a note of what you're gonna be doing after you style your hair too, though, because like, I don't know, if you go somewhere and it involves a lot of wind, then your hair's gonna get messed up if it's still kind of wet or damp. But if you're just gonna like sit around, edit videos, make TikToks, write a script all day, you're probably fine. Depending on what your day is gonna look like, you may wanna completely dry it with the blow dryer. Because you can completely dry it with the blow dryer, it's just that I just did not see the point, considering I knew it would just dry on its own and be fine, and I wasn't planning on doing anything to mess it up. Yeah.